Hello, guys. This is Shar. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Now, I'm here to talk about your girl, Arionne Curry, aka Coldslaw, aka Miss Delusional. Delusional, sis. The delusion is real out there in Huntsville. Woo! The delusion is so real with her, with Trisha, aka Shamar, Kimmy Scott, Letitia Scott. The delusion is real with these chicks. It's serious. Like, what planet are these heifers on? Arionne is really sick. Now, unless you've been under a rock, the fact that she's talked on the phone and this AL guy has recorded them. Like, didn't she get her lesson learned when her conversation got recorded with the other chick? I forgot her name. Y'all drop down in the comments if you remember the lady's name. And by the way, where is she? I haven't heard from her, seen any of her stuff on the internet in a minute. But anyway, yeah, she got recorded. Lightweight, I think Arionne knows she's probably being recorded, but don't care because this is the way she gets her information out. And you know what I mean? Be like none the wiser, like, oh, okay, that was in private. I didn't know he was going. You know what I mean? But she really wants this information out. That's what I'm thinking, because she couldn't be that dumb. But I see she is based on the stuff that she's saying. Now, I just wrote some notes. I don't listen to AL. I'm not following his channel. So this stuff may not be in any order at all. But Ari talks about coming on the show, coming on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Girl, you are not coming on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Get it in your head. Get it together. You will not be on. Mel is an executive producer of the show, and her say may not be the end all be all, because it's probably a number of people, including her, including Carlos King, and some of the other producers of the show or whatever. So, it may not be her last word, but, if she's smart, and we know Mel is smart, she probably put it in a clause in a contract, like, my husband's mistress cannot be on the show, will not be on the show. She cannot be a friend of, yada, yada, yada. I know I would have. And that would be something I wouldn't forget. Because you guys remember when the show started, the inception of this show is when she had just kind of found out all about, Martel cheating and this and that and da-da-da. You know what I mean? She had found out about it. And she went to Carlos King like, oh, God, I'm not going to be able to continue on with this show. I just found out my husband's cheating. It's all unraveling now, And he like, girl, please. Oprah just signed the dotted line and pushed green light. We got to go. God said go. And God is Oprah in this case, right? So they went ahead and went through with it. And Carlos King said, I'll take care of you. And we know that is a freaking lie. He ended up being a damn op, right? But anyway, girl, let it go. You're not coming on the show. Go talk to Zeus or something. You know what I'm saying? Be diplomatic. Get your own ish started. And then she had the nerve to say she should try out for Housewives of Atlanta. Newsflash, you're not a housewife. But there's a lot of people on these housewife shows that are not actually wives. So, I get it. But girl, you are not that interesting. But maybe she is when they, embellish her story. Okay, so go try. Go on and try to get on Housewives of Atlanta, whatever. But you're not getting on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Anyway, she also talks about her daughter. People saying her daughter is a bully. I'm not sure why. I don't know anything about her daughter being a bully either way. Yay or nay. I haven't seen it, so I can't really speak to it. I can only imagine that her daughter is a little bit troubled because, think about what she's grown up in. She's literally grown up watching her mother on the phone all day, on these lives all day, lying, screaming, yelling, crying, laughing, talking ish about people, calling people out of their names, having all kinds of adult conversations around her child or for her child to hear. Talking about sex, talking about her being a mistress, talking about she took somebody's man with her eyes closed, talking about somebody's man or husband followed her for 5 years, talking about he ate her box and all this stuff. This little girl has heard it, more or less, right? So we know that this little girl is emotional in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? To hear your mother going through this stuff every day, all day. And we know this lady lived on the internet, lived on her IG Live. We know that. We watched this lady damn near have a nervous breakdown on a live. So, yeah. All I can say is poor Paris. I believe that's her daughter's name. Poor little girl. And poor Maverick. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. But yeah, they're saying that the daughter is a bully. Like I said, don't know if that's true. And I don't know if that means that she bullies those little, the Eminem kids or what. We know that, Maverick looked like he about it a little bit. Bless his little heart. But anyway, she also says that, cause she wants to, come on the show. She had some type of conversation, allegedly, I think, with Kimmy Scott. And Kimmy said that she'll film with her. Don't know if this is true. But if it is true, Kimmy, you are the scum of the earth, honey. You are. This is the same woman who said your husband, as well as Marceau, was messing around with linebackers on one of those all-boys trips to Atlanta. So your husband is in it too, Kimmy. All of them gonna fall down. First Martel, and now it's Marceau's turn. We'll see if Marceau comes completely down. Lose his marriage or not. Because once all this stuff go down, it would be no more show unless these people continue to be on the show and not be married. And then it's gonna be Maurice. You know what I'm saying? He's the last one because he's the least interesting to hear about. She also said that she wants Martel to talk with AL because Martel needs a branding. He needs a reboot. He needs a fresh start. Excuse me, but is AL a brand ambassador? Like, is this what he does outside of YouTube? Is that his full-time job? Rebranding people and helping people come up with branding? Why is she so adamant for Martel to talk to this guy? This girl is stupid. This girl is really slow and really left of normal. She is. She truly, truly is. Delusional is just not enough. It's not the best word for her. But that's the one I'm going to use tonight. Okay, what else was this heifer talking about? She says that she may try to go on or wants to go on Housewives of Atlanta. Girl, you were a mistress or are a mistress. Now, I know a lot of women that be on these housewives shows do not be married. A lot of them do, but a lot of them don't. Or a lot of them were married and got divorces or whatever. But, you were never even married. You were just a mistress, girl. You should be more like a basketball wives, which, of course, she didn't date a black basketball player, but something more of that kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Like the girlfriends, the tricks, the side chicks, This girl really is thinking that she has star power, and she has popularity based on her name being rung out a little bit and her picture coming up because of Martel. But it's girl, don't get it twisted. You are not a celebrity. And you are not a household name. It's still people that I work with that have never heard of Love and Marriage Huntsville, have never seen the show, don't know nothing about it, don't know nothing about the people, believe it or not. Quite a few people, young and old. I know a lot of the 20-year-old people ain't into it. You know what I mean? I got some 20-year-olds that work with me. Like they're 20 and 21, I think all the way up to like 25, never heard of the show. And then there's some people older than me that's never heard of the show. Middle-aged people in their 30s, a lot of people have never heard of the show. So if they've never heard of the show, I know damn well they have not heard of an Arionne Curry. So girl, have several seats. What else was she talking about, y'all? She basically was saying that, Martel can't get his business jumped off. He doesn't know how to really get his businesses jumping. She says Arionne is a bust, and I'm paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? And Martel, I think one of the businesses that he really should try, well, he can continue to try to build and sell houses or whatever, but because he does seem like he has a knack for that. But if he really should go and get his builder's license, buckle that down, get that down and out the way. But also, too, that suit business. He should really try to get his funds up, get his weight up to be able to invest with that guy. I don't remember his name, but the guy who was helping him with the suits, he was already a suit maker anyway, a suit designer, but they were going to partner. I think that's good for him because since Martel doesn't have a business acumen anyway, it's a no-brainer. Like, he wouldn't have to do much, right? Because he wears suits all the time anyway. When he goes places, he goes to events and things like that, he wears suits, he gets suited, right? So, I mean, it's his life for real. He's living this life of wearing suits and this and that, even though they're quite tight, but, he does wear them. So he would be his own model and own promotion for it. And it comes natural. It's not something that he has to go outside of himself to do, right? So, I mean, if he could really get up on the necessary funds to actually invest in this man, that would be cool for him. Because I think it would really bring in funds for him. His cut, which I would hope would be 50-50. You know what I mean? That's why I say he really needs to get his funds up so he can really bring enough money to the table so it could be 50-50. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what he needs to be working on instead of trying to destroy people like Mel or whatever. And I don't care about him trying to destroy Marceau because it was a long time coming. You know what I mean? I'm with Martel on this. Like, how you going to continue to make fun of me when you've been doing the same thing I was doing? And, but the thing is, if Martel don't got no receipts, you need to buckle up and shut up if you ain't got no receipts. But hey, if you want to keep running their names through the mud, go ahead. Nobody really cares. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, no one really has sympathy for Marceau. And, lightweight, they don't really have sympathy for Letitia. A lot of people do, though, because a lot of people like Letitia over Marceau, though. You know what I mean? And what else? Did I talk about her daughter? She wants to have a live and basically defend her daughter because, like I said, people were saying her daughter is a bully or whatever. But she wants Martel to go on live and talk about it and defend her daughter. It's like, girl, why? Why would you put that off on somebody else? That's your job. You're her mother. And she would receive it better if it came from you, not somebody else. It's like she wants Martel to do it because she wants people and Mel and other people to believe and think like, oh, he's really in love with them and love with the family, love her kids. He's defending her. Her daughter is his daughter now. Girl, bye. Delusion. Just straight delusion. You do it, Ari. You do it. Don't put nothing like that off on nobody else. That's your responsibility. You're her mother. What else was this dumb chick talking about? she's asking AL about her channel and how to get her channel up and running. Does she need an editor, a videographer? She wants to talk about her daughter and show receipts and things like that. It's like, girl, you don't even know how to do that. You could have been monetized your own channel, your own Instagram, or your own YouTube. You could have been talking about stuff. You could go live after every show on a YouTube or a TikTok, even though it's getting ready to be done with now. So we think, maybe not. But you definitely could have been going on your YouTube, going live after every show and talking about stuff, especially this season, because it's all been about infidelity and what the guys have been doing behind their wives' back. And since you've been present to a lot of that stuff, according to Martel, you've been on the trips and been around, yada, 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 you could have been talking about that. You would have got a ton of views because people would have used you as the horse, getting it from the horse's mouth because you were there. And all these content creators, as well as people, fans of the show, would have come to your channel to get the tea, to cop that tea. So it's like, you got to have somebody tell you that. I'm telling you, dumb. Delusion is real. What else? I think that's about it. What else about her daughter? She said that Mariah, the Eminem kid, is, or her daughter, Paris, is intimidated by Mariah. And I can see that because, the Eminem kids, they're well-traveled, honey. Mel take them kids everywhere. They probably been going to private schools, and if not private schools, just schools in the suburbs of Huntsville where they're, diverse schools, meaning they got white people, black people, Asian people, Arabic people, Jewish people, all kids of all different race, ethnicities, yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? That'll give a kid broad communication skills. And I'm quite sure Mariah exudes this because she's been in those kind of schools from day one. And you know how kids are when they're not well versed, right? And they're not used to another kid speaking with proper grammar and English. They call that talking white. She talking like she white. She thinks she white. She talking like she thinks she all of that. That type of thing. You know what I mean? That type of mentality. And we know that the Eminem kids do speak that way because, again, they've been in those diverse schools from day one. So that would be a clear intimidation from another. And some kids are not intimidated by that. You know what I mean? Quite sure they may notice it, but don't get intimidated, But some kids may. Obviously, Paris is, according to her mother. You know what I mean? Mariah is athletic. We know that she does tennis and does these tournaments and things like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All this stuff brings confidence. Being a part of a well-diverse school and the different academics and curriculum that goes on. Being around diverse student body, white, black, all different ethnicities, being a part of a sport, all this brings confidence and assertiveness for a child. So if Paris is not, doing these same things, she may be intimidated because her self-esteem is a little low. And again, we know that this girl has grown up under some very high-risk conditions. Her mama has been an emotional wreck for years, just yelling and screaming and talking grown people business on these IG lives for her daughter to either see or hear, one or the other. That brings emotional unstableness to a kid. But anyway, I don't want to make that part long. I think that was the gist of it. And that she's just delusional, thinking that of all people, and nothing wrong with this guy, AL, I'm not dissing him or anything like that. I'm just saying, unless he's a brand ambassador of some sort, like, why do you want Martel to talk to him? Why come y'all just can't go through the Google and put in brand ambassador in Huntsville, Alabama? Go find one locally and go talk to one. He's like, girl, this girl is so delusional. But the more funny part about this whole thing is when I went and put her name in Google, this funny little thing came up. And I know she wrote it because it's wrote bad. The grammar and punctuation is atrocious in this article. Or it's not really an article. It's more so like a biography, so to speak. But it's wrote terribly. It's wrote like someone who does not, like I said, have good punctuation or grammar skills. It's garbage the way that it's wrote. So I'm thinking she wrote this and sent it in to Google, or she paid somebody that really don't know what they're doing and they just wrote what they wrote and sent it in. But it is a complete and utter joke. Now, I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to read the parts that's stripped out, and y'all going to hit the floor. It starts off by saying Arionne Curry is a beautiful nurse of America. And the way I read it and what I say is how it's wrote, okay? It says Arionne Curry is a beautiful nurse of America. She is well known as a mistress of the famous star of TV show star and real estate businessman Martel Hope. Arionne and Martel were together for several years. Recently, there are some rumors about their breakup and what is the truth. It says, oh, not that part, that's something else. It says, who is Arionne Curry? Arionne's a dedicated nurse from the USA. Curry is not in the headlines because of her career. She came to the spotlight, or the eye spot. Yes, that's what it says. She came to the eye spot of people with a relationship with television megastar and real estate businessman Martel Hope. Arionne is not the first girl to be Martel. That's what it says. Martel was previously married and is planning to get divorced from his wife. So this is kind of old because this says planning to get divorced. We know that they already are. It says many news reporters made a headline of Arionne as being a mistress of Hope. Curry admitted to herself that she was in a relationship with Martel Hope. Arionne and Hope were in an extramarital affair for over 5 years. Then it says age and date of birth. It says Arionne from the year of 1993. That's how it's wrote. Arionne has been dating Martel since the end of 2014 as per 2021. Arionne is 28, so I guess this came out in 2021. But child, this is the kicker, and I hope you don't have a drink in your hand, because if so, sit down, because you're going to fall. You're going to fall out and faint. Listen to what this says. It says net worth and career. Arionne is professional. This is how it's wrote. Is professional a nurse. Arionne has an estimated net worth of $1.2 million. Arionne works in the field of biology. She got a pre-graduate degree from the University of Alabama A&M. Her working place and early life are masked from the internet. Surely she has been working hard and strongly devoted to people's health. Now I'm going to stop it there, child. Who? What? Huh? What the hell? She is devoted to people's health. This girl ain't got 2.5 quarters. Barely. $1.2 million. Girl, you could have been more modest than that in this lie. You didn't have to go for the gusto with the lie. You could have said, she was worth, or I'm worth 200,000, 300,000, 250,000. You know what I'm saying? You could have said that. She went so far as to say she is worth 1.2 million, y'all. Girl, if you don't get the out of here, this girl is delusional beyond repair, y'all. And I will post it. I will post what I'm talking about. This article is a hot mess. Even though it's from 2021. She was not worth that in 2021. And she's not worth it now. She probably got less because Martel got less. Right? You guys drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think about this heifer. Is the delusionalness real? And I know that is not a word. But is it real or is it not? Tell me what you think. Drop down in the comments. I do talk back. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit your notification. Until next time, guys. Ciao.